This is AP. Film music. Your liberation sound. Yeah. When pressure builds, when tears fall in the dark, when faith feels stretched beyond the limit, that's not your ending. That's your breaking point. Yeah. I've been stretched thin like a canvas in a storm, smiling in the light but bleeding when it's done, carrying a weight, feeling like I can't go on, but a whisper in the night said, son, you're not alone. Enemies around, yeah, the circle getting tight. Dreams feel distant when you wrestling at night. Prayer on my knees, tears falling on the tile. Heaven felt silent, but he heard me all the while. Pressure make diamonds, but it also make cracks. I was losing strength with the world on my back. Devil tried to tell me you ain't built for that, but grace showed heaven said you were built for impact. They see the platform, they don't see the pain. They see the glory, they don't see the rain. They see the fire, but don't know the flame. Was born in a season where I almost lost my name. I was at the edge, one step from giving in, one breath away from quitting, one prayer away from him. And at my lowest moment when my strength was gone, that's when the Lion of Judah told me stand strong. When I thought I couldn't take it anymore, when my heart was lying shattered on the floor, you stepped in, you stepped in. Right at my breaking point, you were making me, shaping every crack in the destiny. When I cried out loud in the midnight storm, you were forming faith in the fire I'm worn. At my breaking point, I found your grace, tears on my face, but I saw your face. What felt like the end was the start of anointing. My breaking point was heaven appointed. Break me, press me, to fill me, stretch me till heaven spill through me. If it don't break me, it'll make me. Glory in the pain can't shake me. Breaking point, elevation, breaking point, consecration, breaking point, revelation, breaking point, Lord, I was suffocating in expectations, drowning in doubt and accusations, fighting battles in secret places, smiling outside inside devastation. But the cross taught me something different. Pain got purpose, suffering shifting. Every Gethsemane, no resurrection. Every crushing carries oil and direction. I learned when you bend, you don't always break. Sometimes the shaking's what it takes for God to remove what's fake and reveal the real for His name's sake. Enemies thought that was my end scene, but they didn't know what pressure means. When they're connected to the King of Kings, breaking seasons birth bigger things. I felt abandoned, but He was pruning. Felt like silence, but He was moving. What I call breaking, He called choosing. What I call losing, He called proving. This ain't depression, this is transition. This ain't destruction, divine revision. This ain't a fall, it's reposition. Breaking point, no commission. When I was empty, you filled my cup. When I was weak, you lifted me up. Right there, right there. At my breaking point, you were making me, turning my pain into prophecy. In the darkest night, you were light for me. Now I stand stronger than I used to be. At my breaking point, you wrote my story, turned my tears into testimony glory. What felt like collapse was divine appointment. My breaking point was heaven's anointed. If I never broke, I never bow. If I never bow, I never know how to depend on grace, to seek your face, to trust you, and I don't know how. The breaking made me pray different. The breaking made me see different. The breaking made me lead different. The breaking made me bleed different. You don't waste pain. You don't waste tears. You don't waste seasons. You build pioneers. Break me, build me, shape me, feel me. Pressure from heaven revealing the real me. Stretch me, test me, anointing. thought it was over, but heaven was just starting. This is AP. Feel music. Your liberation center. Yeah. When you thought it was over, he was rewriting it. AP Feel Flow, Kingdom Sound. This is that breaking point grace. I was at the edge, standing where the pain don't bend. Back against the wall, felt the silence closing in. Tears in the midnight, wrestling with doubt. Heaven felt quiet, but he was working it out. Pressure on my chest, felt the weight of the call. When the oil is real, you gotta go through it all. They saw the fall, but they ain't see the fire. Didn't know the breaking was the birth of Messiah's desire. Cracked but not crushed, yeah, the pot is still molding. When the vision looked dead, that's when faith got a hold him. I was losing friends, but I was gaining the throne. Sometimes isolation is proof you've grown. Enemy whispered, this your final edition. God said, son, this a divine revision. What they call the end, it was a heavenly edit. Crossed out the curse, now redemption embedded. Bruised in the battle, but the spirit unshaken. What looked like collapse was foundation being taken. I didn't break down, I broke open instead. Resurrection life, where they pronounced me dead. When my strength was gone and my hope felt torn, that's when heaven rewrote my story. At the breaking point, you held me close. When I was weak, that's when you showed me hope. Every scar became a sign of your decision. My breaking point became divine revision. I thought I was done, but you said begin. Turn my losses into holy wins. What felt like pain was your precision. My breaking point, divine revision. He rewrote the vision. Pressure made diamonds, paid that permission. Grace made provision. Breaking their burial is divine revision. I remember nights when the prayers felt stuck. Tried to hold on, but I ran out of luck. But luck ain't kingdom, favor ain't random. God don't panic when the storm go tandem. Gethsemane tears before Calvary's crown. Sometimes you gotta let your will fall down. Breaking point moments don't come to destroy you, they come to refine and anoint you. Fire on my face, furnace in my chest. Shadrach flow, I don't bow to stress. Even if he don't, I still believe. Faith ain't sight, it's what you conceive. The devil thought pressure would make me fold. Didn't know trials make warriors bold. Cracks in the jaw, let the glory leak. Treasure in clay, not a strong look weak. They laughed at the tears, they mocked the fall. But heaven was drafting a greater call. He edited pain, removed the shame. Signed his blood on my new name. From breaking point two, appointed voice. From silent tears to thunderous noise. He took my fragments, every division. Now I stand whole, divine revision. When I had no more strength to fight, you stepped in my darkest night, and you rewrote everything. At the breaking point, you held me close. When I was weak, that's when you showed me hope. Every scar became a sign of your decision. My breaking point became divine revision. Thought I was done, but you said begin. Turn my losses into holy wins. What felt like pain was your precision. My breaking point, divine revision. You don't waste tears. You don't waste tears. Every breaking has a reason. You don't waste scars. You heal hearts. Every ending has a season. What felt like death was a doorway. What felt like burial was a hallway to glory, to glory. I was at the limit, faith almost diminished, but heaven don't quit when the strength is finished. Grace hit different at the lowest place, when you can't see God but you trust his face. Breaking point, nah, that's transition from old dimension to new position. Sifted like Peter but restored with power, we've been endured lesson. Yeah. It wasn't the end. It was the edit. Yeah. Just that breaking point music. When the pressure tried to fold me, but heaven stepped in. 808's heavy, heart steady. He rewrote the vision. I was standing at the edge of collapse. Dreams in my hand, but they fade into black. Carrying weight that was bending my back. Smiling in public, but faith under attack. Prayers fell stuck in the ceiling above. Tears on the pillow, I'm wrestling love. Called an anointed, but feeling the love. Walking through fire, no sign of a dove. The promise was loud, but the process was louder. Faith like a seed, but the storm getting prouder. Enemies whispering, bow to the doubt. Pressure was rising, I wanted out. But at the breaking point, something broke in me. Not my face, but captivity. Chains hit the floor in the spirit realm. He took the wheel when I lost the helm. What the enemy meant for a burial ground, God flipped the script, turned it all around. What felt like the end was divine revision. I hit my breaking point, he rewrote the vision.
When I couldn't see the way, when the night refused to break, when my strength began to shake, he was writing grace in invisible ink. At my breaking point, you held me close. When I lost my hope, you loved me most. Every shattered dream, every torn decision, you rewrote the vision. When I thought I'd fall, you made a way. Turned my darkest night into brighter days. From the greatest season, my division, you rewrote the vision.
Pressure make diamonds, I shine in the furnace. Devil tried blocking the call and the purpose. Thought it was over, now that was rehearsal. God in control and his pen is eternal. I was cracked but never destroyed. Empty but heaven still deployed. Broken but still anointed oil. Enemy mad cause I didn't spoil. Tears were the ink in the midnight hour. Pain was the platform, birth in power. Satan was cheering, he's finished now. God said watch me, I'm shifting it now. Cross looked like lost on Calvary's hill, but 3 days later the grave stood still. So when I'm pressed and I feel collision, I remember the cross rewrote the vision. This ain't the end of my story. Pressure revealed his glory. Battle was heavy, but so was the calling. Breaking point, now I'm evolving. Breaking point, but I didn't break. Breaking point, new level of faith. Breaking point, heaven awake. He rewrote the vision for his name's sake. Breaking point, following grace. Breaking point, power replaced. Breaking point, I ran my race. He rewrote the vision, now look in my face. I thank God for the nights I cried, for every door that got denied, for every no that bruised my pride. It pushed me deeper on the inside. The breaking point was divine alignment. Pressure was heaven's assignment. God was refining the diamond, turning my scars into shining. I thought I was losing position, but he was enlarging my vision. I thought I was done with the mission, but pain was divine commission. Now I walk with a different tone, different fire inside my bones. What tried to bury me built my throne. Breaking point that was stepping stone. He rewrote it, line by line, restored my faith, restored my mind. What looked like loss was redesigned. Now the glory on me divine.
You never waste a tear, you never waste the pain, you never waste the fire, you resurrect again. When I thought it was over, you said begin again. You rewrote the vision. He rewrote the vision. He restored my decision. At the breaking point, there was supernatural provision. At the breaking point, chains broken, collision. At the breaking point, there was divine transition. At the breaking point,
now I see why I had to bend. Now I see why I faced that it in. God was writing what I couldn't comprehend. Breaking point made me transcend. Devil tried to stop the climb, but pressure activated time. Now I shine a kingdom design. Purpose louder than every sign. This my testimony and vision. From collapse to a commission, from heartbreak to ignition. He rewrote the vision.
at my breaking point, you lifted me from the valley low to destiny. Every shattered dream, every torn decision, you rewrote the vision. I was breaking, but you were building. I was empty, but you were filling. At the
Yeah. When pressure tried to break me, it introduced me to the fire. But the fire introduced me to glory. This is my breaking point. But I don't break, I blaze. Yeah, yeah. I was cornered by the pressure, couldn't breathe in the night. Tears on the pillow, but I still chose to fight. Devil said quit, you ain't built for the weight. God said son, this is shaping your fate. Back against the wall, felt the heat on my skin, but the furnace only burned what was never within. Fear turned to faith when the flames got loud. What tried to kill me had to bow down. Yeah, they thought I'd fall when the temperature rose, but diamonds ain't formed in comfortable zones. I felt the crack in my soul like thunder, but breaking ain't death, it's birth in the wonder. Chains started melting, doubt started falling. Heather stood up where hell started calling. Smoke in the air, but my vision got clearer. The fire revealed there was someone nearer. Not alone in the blaze, I saw the fourth man standing. Glory so bright, all the demons panicking. This ain't destruction, this elevation. The furnace became my coronation.
When I hit the breaking point, heaven hit the scene when my strength was gone. His power intervened, pressure made a sound. But it wasn't defeat, it was destiny pounding under my feet. At the breaking point, I shine in the furnace. The flames all around, but they don't determine. Try to consume me, couldn't burn us. Got in the fire, that's my witness. Through the smoke I rise, refining your light. What was meant to destroy made me glorify. At the breaking point, I shine, I shine.
Fire can't hold me, fire can't break me. If God before me, nothing can shake me. Glow in the pressure, go in and test you. Breaking point turn into breakthrough measure, yeah. I remember nights I was questioning, calling. Heart so heavy, felt the anointing was falling. But all flows best when it's crushed by the grind. Pain was depressed, but it sharpened my mind. They saw the struggle, I saw the throne. They saw the shaking, I saw the stone. Rejected by many, but chosen by fire. Every attack only fueled my desire. When the heat increased, so did my praise. Worship went wild in the middle of flames. Ashes beneath me, but purpose ahead. What didn't kill me, resurrected instead. This is that faith when the ceiling is falling. This is that shout when the lion is roaring. This is that oil that drips in affliction. This is that furnace producing conviction. You thought it was over, now I was molding. Now it was mine, take what was molding. I came out glowing, scars look golden. Fire revealed what heaven was holding.
When I hit the breaking point, heaven touched the ground. What tried to silence me turned into my sound. Pressure made a weapon, but it backfired quick. Now I'm walking out the furnace, unbending. At the breaking point, I shine in the furnace. Flames all around, but they don't determine the time it consumed me. Couldn't burn us, got in the fire. That's my witness. Through the smoke I rise, refining your light. What was meant to destroy made me glorify. At the breaking point, I shine, I shine. In the furnace, I almost gave up, but you held my hand. When I couldn't stand, you helped me stand. Every tear became oil, every scar became proof. The furnace didn't steal me, it revealed the truth. Ooh, I'm not burned, I'm branded by grace. The fire didn't kill me, it showed me your faith.
Yeah, now I glow different, walk different, talk different. Fire baptized, I move with a God vision. He couldn't stop what heaven commissioned. Breaking point turned to divine ignition. That's a testimony built in the blaze. This that authority forged in praise. If you're in the fire, don't you retreat. There's glory developing under your feet. Let it burn off doubt, let it burn off pride. Let it burn everything you try to hide. You ain't breaking, you were determined bold. Pressure revealing the purest gold. Yeah, what tried to end me, only refine me. What tried to bind me, now
At the breaking point, I shine in the furnace. The key shine. Everything all around, but they don't turn. Now my feet. Oh, through the smoke I rise, refining your light. What was meant to destroy made me glorify. At the breaking point, I shine, I shine, I shine, I shine. In the furnace.
Yeah. Sometimes the pressure ain't punishment, it's process. Sometimes the breaking ain't the end, it's the making. AP vibe. Let's go. I was standing at the edge where the silence gets loud, smiling in the daylight but crying in the crowd. Carrying a promise but it felt too heavy. Heart full of faith but my hands weren't steady. Every closed door felt like a verdict. Every delay made the pain more perfect. I prayed for the crown but forgot about the thorn. Forgot resurrection only comes through the torn. I said, God, why the wait? He said, son, it's design. You can't handle glory if you can't handle grind. You asking for all but avoiding the press. You asking for fire but running from the test. The breaking point, yeah, felt in my chest when everything I built started failing to stress. Dreams in fragments, pride on the floor, but he was shaping what I couldn't see before. Photo in my wheel like the potter with clay, stripping my ego like if I lay you away. Never destruction, just a firm construction. He was pointing for power, not just reduction.
I thought I was losing control. He was molding my soul. When I thought it was over for me, he was setting me free. At the breaking point, I was falling apart, but you were shaping my life, reshaping my heart. Every tear that fell wasn't wasted pain. You were folding me gently through the fire and rain. At the breaking point, when I couldn't stand, you were holding my world in the palm of your hand. What felt like the end was your beautiful start. You were shaping and folding more.
Break me, make me, shape me, fold me. Pressure don't control me. Fire can't consume me. It's the potter who removed me. Break me, make me, shape me, fold me. Even when it's lonely, I ain't falling. I'm becoming, like preparing something holy. Yeah, I had nights I was doubting the call, looking at the mirror like I'm nothing at all. Enemies whisper, you ain't built for this, but heaven kept saying you were born for this. The breaking point ain't where you die, it's where the false you crucify. Where the flesh gets weak and the spirit grows bold, where the fire refines and the heart turns gold. I lost some people when the pressure increased. Some only love you when the storm is at peace, but isolation became revelation. God was rebuilding my foundation. You can't skip the valley and still get the throne. Can't carry nations if you can't stand alone. Enfold your pride like a letter on red. Reshape your thoughts, reprepare your head. What you call collapse is divine alignment. What you call rejection is heaven's assignment. He breaks the field just to make it stronger. The way your name wasted is making you longer.
I would never throw, I would never bend. If I've never been, I would never surrender. Surrender is where the power enters. At the breaking point, I was falling apart, but you were shaping my life, reshaping my heart. Every scar I wear tells a story of grace. You were folding my pain into power and praise. At the breaking point, when my strength was gone, you were chasing my spirit to carry on. What felt like defeat was your masterpiece. Star you were shaping and folding my heart. Oh, he's shaping me. Oh, he's molding me. Through the fire, through the rain, through the pressure and the pain, he's breaking me to build me, folding me to fill me. Every trial
breaking point. I thought I was finished, but I was being formed, shaping, folding, becoming. Yeah, the breaking point was the beginning.